who also happens to be the reigning and two-time Olympic champion, up against Cheuk Yiu from Hong Kong, China. Well, this is from the second quarter of the draw. As you can see highlighted on the left there, what quarter of the draw we look at. And Li Shifeng is also in this section, and Lakshya Sen, who was fourth at the Olympic Games, also in this section. Brian Yang was on court against Pranoy, and that's one of the matches that's been suspended as the fans welcome the Olympic champion Viktor Axelsen into the arena. A 12th consecutive appearance at the Malaysia Open for the tall Dane. Two-time former world champion, a two-time Olympic champion. Won his second gold last year in Paris. Well, this will be an 8th meeting, I can tell you, between these two players, and of the previous 7, Viktor Axelsen has won 6 of them. But perhaps what's most significant about those 6 victories is it's the last 6 times they played. The only time that Cheuk Yiu has beaten Viktor Axelsen was the first ever meeting, and that was in the quarter-final of the 2019 Hong Kong Open, which Cheuk Yiu went on to win. And he won that Hong Kong Open quite remarkably when ranked 27 on the world ranking. He'd been promoted from the qualifying draw into the main draw and went on to win the title. It was extraordinary. Now, Viktor Axelsen and Cheuk Yiu, this is a 3rd meeting between them here at the Malaysia Open, because they met each other last year and prior to that in 2022 as well. Viktor Axelsen, who turned 31 3 days ago, Saturday, 6'4", that equates to, born in Odense. His world ranking dropped down to number 4, although he did spend 183 weeks in total as world number 1. Won the title here 2 consecutive years, 2022 and 23, beating Momota and then Naraoka in 2 very one-sided finals in favour of the Dane. Cheuk Yiu is playing in his 4th consecutive Malaysia Open. He's 28 years of age, and that equates to about 5'10". Won final last year, and it was at the beginning of the year. It was the India Open, where he lost in the final to Cheuk Yiu. Our court officials for this one from Malaysia and Sri Lanka. And as far as Viktor Axelsen is concerned, we're not really sure about his form, because sadly he had to pull out of the World Tour finals because of a left foot injury. But I noticed that he's got strapping. I'm not sure if that's just below the knee or whether that's strapping to have something on the calf muscle. He certainly had a calf muscle injury when he was playing in Kumamoto and Shenzhen, in the Kumamoto Masters and then the China Masters. Mind you, I mean, 2 semi-finals, those last 2 tournaments that he played for Viktor Axelsen, that's not too shabby, but by his own very high standards, I think that was a disappointment to him. Having said that, Cheuk Yiu has won 1 match in his last 3 tournaments, so he's not been having the best of times at the end of last year.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the right, Cheuk Yiu, Hong Kong, China. And on the left, Viktor Axelsen, Denmark.
Listen to the roar for the Dane, Viktor Axelsen. And the fans will know that he's always supported this event, apart from the fact they want to see the Olympic champion play. Missed it. No, Viktor Axelsen hasn't had much time to acclimatise to Malaysian time. On his birthday, on Saturday, he was back in Denmark getting a sports award. He only arrived here. Was it yesterday or was
yesterday morning?
Yesterday morning,
yeah.
My goodness.
So, very late and not something that he would have done previously in his career. Axelsen, he said to Danish media that he was aware that this was something new. He would take it as a chance to learn how to get ready faster, how to get over jet lag faster. But he was aware of what he was doing. He was prioritizing his participation in the yearly Danish Sports Awards, which has always been coinciding with the Malaysia Open, so he's never been there. And he's wanted, this was the third time that he won the Danish Sports Name of the Year. And no single athlete has done that previously. A team has done it, but no single athlete has won it 3 times.
Yeah, so it was pretty special. And am I right in saying His Majesty King Frederick presented the award?
Yeah, he did. And Axelsen gave a thanking speech. And the king is very, very popular in Denmark, especially with the athletes. He's very sports interested, the Danish king.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. But now down to business. He's got to refocus quickly. But a point on the jet lag, though, that he was training in Dubai prior to that. So the time difference between Dubai and here is 4 hours, I think. Or is it 3 hours? 3 or 4 hours. So he wouldn't have even bothered to get back into Danish time. He would have accepted his awards and basically... so it's only 3 or 4 hours he's had to adjust.
Yeah.
But it's tiring anyway, flying back to Europe.
Yeah, but
and then flying here.
But then there's the other part of it, the motivational factor, which is I experienced it often as a coach when the players wanted to do something that was sort of like a little bit out of line in terms with preparation and so on. They emphasized the motivational factor that it would give them to be part of these things, and I don't think we should underestimate that.
No. And I mean, if he's the first ever individual athlete to become the, we call it the Sports Personality of the Year in the UK. Yeah. And, you know, that's a remarkable achievement.
It is.
And it's one of the things he will remember when he's a grandpa or great-grandpa telling the grandkids, you know, that's something he will remember. And of course, you know, you don't achieve those awards without winning at the badminton and doing superbly well at the badminton. But I can understand why he would want to do that.
As you get older, as you get more experienced and so on, then, well, in all fairness, even a Super 1000 doesn't hold the same motivation as previously, because he's been there, he's tried that, he's won it twice, he's tried so much, Axelsen. So you've got to look for those situations as well. And I recall a former world champion and Olympic silver medalist from England, Nathan Robertson. He said that, well, he thought that maybe he and Gail Ems, who he played with at that time, they won perhaps 10 big titles, and he wished, after his career, he wished that they would have celebrated it more than they actually did. Yeah.
Well, that's part of the problem, because you win a big event and you feel so good, you want to get on to the next tournament.
The next one.
That's landed in as well. No, back level.
5.
But it's also a good opportunity for Lee Cheuk Yiu, of course. We haven't heard that much of him the last 51 weeks. It's not like he hasn't produced some good results, but he's just not been as consistent as his performance at last year's India Open sort of like promised. Played extremely well there, but I guess that's also, I mean, he participated in his first Olympics and sort of had to take that in as well and find new motivation as well.
Nice. Well, it's interesting that you say that even the Super 1000s don't hold the same motivation for Viktor Axelsen. I mean, he's been in 13 finals at Super 1000 level, winning 10 of them.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just extraordinary statistics. But you can bet your bottom dollar right now he's hugely motivated. He wants to win this.
Exactly. He started out quite well on the presumably more difficult side. And if he gets a chance to attack from that side, then it's even more lethal than normally. So if I were Lee Cheuk Yiu, I would try to get control over the rallies. Good play.
Nice. Well, both last year and in 2022, when these two players met in the second round of the Malaysian Open, it was both 3 games.
I normally rate Lee Cheuk Yiu as a very, very good player in drifty conditions. Last year he surprised me by also playing well in India Open, where it wasn't that drifty. It was a little bit slow playing conditions, and that to me showed development in his game. So I think he could be really dangerous. Axelsen firing at every chance here. Was that a little bit too short, that lift from Lee? I couldn't see it there.
It's well left, well wide.
9-8. Service over. 9-all. Lee.
Oh, that's lean. Well, he's challenging that. I saw that as good.
Yeah, me too. We're not sitting directly behind the line,
No.
so
We're at a bit of an angle, aren't we? More difficult to tell. Yeah. Line judge was right.
10-9. Please. 11-9 interval.
So it is Lee Cheuk Yiu who has the advantage at the mid-game interval. 2-point advantage on a run of 3 straight points.
Call 20 seconds. Call 1. 20 seconds.
So 11-9, the advantage to Cheuk Yiu of Hong Kong, China. Oof, gosh, he took that well off the top of the tape. Little look from Axelsen towards the umpire. It looked good to me. You alluded to something earlier, Steen. I think it was one of the earlier matches about Carolina Marin and being devoid of knowing what her motivations were in 2017, the year after she won the Olympics. Do you know what the motivations are now for Axelsen?
Yeah, he said in one of the interviews from that Sports Award Gala that the goal for him here in the first part of the season was the All England, and I guess secondly the World Championships in France in August. Felt he'd prepared reasonably well, but not in an optimal way as he would have liked. I mean, apart from the Sports Gala, so he'd been able to practice reasonably well coming here.
Yeah, I think he'd been practicing with Brian Yang, hadn't he, in Canada?
Yeah.
This is a run, you know, Steen, of 7 straight points.
And it's probably a little bit what the Dane feared might happen.
10-15.
But it's a different mindset from Axelsen compared to when we've recently seen him being behind. He's been a little bit annoyed and angry. Here he's full of fighting will.
Yeah. Well, he's obviously still not completely injury-free.
Oh.
That strapping below his left knee.
Yeah, I think it's on the calf as well.
Oh dear.
16-12. Lead.
Good shot.
Brilliant. That is a wonderful angle.
Service over. 30-16.
Springing step in that movement there from Axelsen.
Yeah. Almost like a ballerina, you know how they move, and it almost seems to glide across the stage, and then the elevation seems as if they're on a wire or something. It's so smooth and wonderful jumps.
Absolutely, and I think it's the first time Axelsen has been compared to one.
To a ballerina.
194. That's true. But yeah, I get what you mean. Ooh, stretching outside the picture on our screen. Viktor Axelsen
stretching his back, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. And it's a fine line, of course. Ooh, just wide. It's a fine line because, I mean, coming with only 1 day to prepare here also increases the risk of getting injured. When you passed 30, then you have a bigger injury risk.
You think that's a worry? Wait until you get past 60, Steve.
Yeah, I can imagine. Wait, that's a good save.
And then good follow-up as well. My goodness me, that was impressive. Take a look at this defensive shot. Look at that. And then how did he manage to kill the next one? Brilliant.
And he's got to be careful here now, Cheuk Yiu. Because at 18-13, you could feel that you're quite close to getting that first game, but you might get a little bit too passive.
Not a lot you can do about that, though. That was a wonderful shot.
Yeah. Boy, that's a beauty.
Yeah, good smash too. Now, Axelsen's movement after that first shot was not good. I wonder if we'll see that again.
60-90.
That's a good one.
Both of these players have wonderful winners.
Yeah.
They both have a crisp, lovely angled smash.
And he can't lift there, Cheuk Yiu.
Oh, it's
Simply too
dangerous too.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 points in it.
Oh, that's a beauty.
Yep, it wasn't a smash, but that's the sort of wonderful winners to which I was alluding to.
Yeah, and sort of like the smash was there in terms of he could have smashed, and that's what creates the threat. If you don't have a smash and try to play this shot, it's not a surprise.
3 game point opportunities for Cheuk Yiu. Opening game to Cheuk Yiu of Hong Kong, China. Umpire just confirming that scoreline of 21-17. 18 minutes for the opening game. And I think it was that run of 7 straight points from 8-9 adrift. It really made a huge difference. 1 game to the good. 21-17, Cheuk Yiu against the Olympic champion Viktor Axelsen.
不如幫頭一個係咪？攞高啲，就咁樣落啊！坐翻唔係坐翻落去啊！
TotalEnergies skal rotere.
Så du fortæller, når han spiller ind i centrum, så er det den vej ud af i stedet for. Fordi der var store billeder i starten, hvor du frem på banen, og der kan du ligge og spille ind til ham igen, så du bare med. Og det er det, vi skal blive tvinget.
Ja, jeg prøver.
頂上去你有力嘛？你只不過覺得哎呀，其實你以前係咁樣，而家你係可以咁樣嘛。
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Well, Viktor Axelsen now has the better end from which to play. He's hitting against the drift, which means he can hit through with his lifts and his clears without the fear of it's going to go long. And he doesn't look completely settled to me.
No.
And I don't want to take anything away from Cheuk Yiu because he played some fantastic shots in that opening game.
Yeah, and that's one of the problems for Axelsen here is that Lee also doesn't mind playing that far side of the court because he likes to attack and he gets a little bit help in the attack. So if Axelsen is a little bit short in his play to the backcourt area, then he might be in trouble. So Axelsen should also try and control the rallies, take the initiative, play downwards if possible, and only once in a while use the full court where he has the option to do so.
Nice.
1, 2.
Well, we've already seen a couple of upsets in our matches this afternoon, Steen, with the #1 and #3 seeds in the men's doubles both losing.
Yeah. And the 6th seed as well. There's only 1 seed left in the top half of the men's doubles.
Missed it.
So lots of upsets have happened.
But we didn't call that one.
No, we didn't.
No.
No.
I'm wondering whether we're jinxing things. Yeah, we get into a commentary position. There's a thunderstorm and water pours through the roof.
Yeah. Now,
here's some of the visible signs of disappointment from Axelsen that you talked about, you didn't like.
Normally, where he, in the first game, I think he was really good at sort of like taking up the challenge and sort of treating it that way and saying, I've got to make the most of it, but he's got to be careful now, otherwise Cheuk Yiu, he's running away.
It's a funny old thing, isn't it? You know, confidence in sports. I mean, you think back to 2022, 8 titles that year for Axelsen, 23, 7 titles. Last year there was signs of a wobble, although he won the Olympic gold for a second time, only 3 titles, you know, and you just sort of feel that confidence can be lost so quickly, and yet it takes so long to build up the confidence.
It does. It does. I think he was last year. He was battling small injuries all the time, and that's going to be the key to stay injury-free and to sort of design the practice right. You cannot practice when you're Viktor Axelsen, 31-year-old. You cannot practice as Viktor Axelsen, 23-year-old. That's just not possible, not with that body frame.
I was going to say, it's not just the age. If you're 6'4",
yeah.
and the way that he's worked on his gymnastic ability,
Exactly.
his flexibility to be able to get down low, as in situations like that, that always takes a toll on the body.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that given his height, I mean, what he's achieved in badminton is nothing short of miraculous, really.
He was told when he was in the transition phase from junior to senior that he was probably too tall.
I remember him telling that story, yeah.
Good play. That's super.
7-5.
Five straight points. Oh, wow, look at that.
Even though you know that your preps have not been up to the mark that you normally would like it to be, even though you realize that, then you still get annoyed when you play a shot like that that's way too short.
Viktor Axelsen challenges call in.
No, I saw that as in.
Yeah, I think Viktor did as well.
Yeah, I think maybe an emotional challenge there. Yeah, clearly in.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining.
Maybe a reflection of his state of mind.
Yeah.
Nice return.
8-7.
And that's the thing. I mean, even if you've been struggling with injuries or have voluntarily accepted less than optimal preparation, the will to win doesn't go away. You still have that.
Yeah.
Finding that fine line, that's what's difficult.
Nice.
10-8. Lead.
Good lift.
Oh, that came off the frame. Extraordinary shot.
The telescopic arm did the job for Axelsen.
Ah, that's nice between the two players. Both able to laugh at this. Remarkable. Super. And it is Cheuk Yiu that goes to the mid-game interval with the advantage. A 2-point advantage. Well defended. This one. Fabulous. A game and 11-9 up.
頂住，每一個堅持踢上去攞個點好啲，每一個差唔多愛死，盡量諗有心思，唔好放棄，救上嚟先，過咗先，過咗先，每一拍你嘅呢一個機會嚟嘅時候，你出手就出手，一分分明嘅。
So a game and 11-9 up, Cheuk Yiu of Hong Kong, China. A two-time former champion here at the Malaysian Open and reigning Olympic champion Viktor Axelsen is in a spot of bother. Oh,
Missed it.
Missed it. He's missed it.
I could easily see Wong Chung Han having said something like, now make sure you maintain focus in that interval. He was smiling when Axelsen made that save with the long arm in his forehand side and so on. So one of the things Axelsen was to take your time, smile a little bit, chat a little bit with Cheuk Yiu. And then whenever the rallies are on, paddle like a maniac below the surface.
Good return.
You can see that the defense is not where we used to see it be when Axelsen is in his best shape.
I think he's getting caught on the return of serve. I think he's serving low and he's expecting the placement to be to the back of the court.
Yeah.
He's not covering the net at all.
No. And that's the first thing you should cover when you serve a low serve, because that's the fast shot.
Mm.
Especially if it's a backhand return that are really, really dangerous.
Oh no, that was perfectly all right. That was very good. Missed it. That, to me, is a bit of a desperation shot. I'm not sure he knows what he should be doing, Axelsen.
Service over. 13-14.
Brilliant smash, brilliant.
Service over. 15-13. What the call is, madam?
Did well in his footwork there. Lee threatening to go to the net there and quickly changing directions. I think Axelsen needs to play the net a little bit more and challenge. Lee is obviously very, very strong at the net, but if Axelsen wants to win today, he's got to play better at the net. That's it. So used to those positions, Lee Cheuk Yiu, natural attacking players, so he doesn't get confused when he gets a good opportunity at the front court.
Oh, nice net shot. That wasn't even close to going over, was it? Where was it? Was it in Kumamoto or Shenzhen where we felt Viktor Axelsen was getting himself more and more into a state of anxiety, and he was getting more and more irate with himself? I think it was Shenzhen, wasn't it?
I can't recall it, but he should take a look now behind his court, because the fans are gathering to get the final pictures here, and maybe he can find some motivation in that. The problem is, I think motivation is there, but it doesn't seem like the game is the body.
Well, not only has he whizzed back to Denmark, but over Christmas he had a holiday in the Maldives, didn't he, with his wife and children?
Yeah.
And he seems to me the sort of player that if he isn't practicing the whole time, he doesn't have that inner belief in the same way. He needs to be on the practice courts. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I think there were signs that he was challenging himself there and trying to become better at it. But he needs to be well prepared.
Yeah. Well, Lee Cheuk Yiu now just 2 points away from yet another upset here on day one at the PETRONAS Malaysia Open. Match point opportunities.
20. Match point.
What a brilliant performance by this man. He's been hitting winners at will.
Yeah, and played really well at the net as well.
That'll do it. 21-17, 21-13. He beats the Olympic champion, Viktor Axelsen. 2 straight games in just 38 minutes. And in all honesty, he thoroughly deserved the victory. He was brilliant today, was Lee Cheuk Yiu. And Viktor Axelsen, quite obviously, way down from his brilliant best. Whatever the reason, whether it's still niggling injuries, whether it's not enough time to recover after being in Denmark, whatever the reason, certainly not his best performance. But Lee Cheuk Yiu took his opportunities. He played brilliantly. He hit winners after winners after winners. 21-17, 21-13 in 38 minutes. Lee Cheuk Yiu records only his 2nd victory in the 8th meeting between these 2 players. Welcome back to the Axiata Arena here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysian capital, and hosts of the Malaysian Open for a number of years. This particular venue as well. Well, our last match of the day here on day one of competition is women's doubles, and we've